Before we go any further, we got a gentleman that's got to leave. Mr. Creel, do you have something?
Yes, for those of y'all that don't know me, I'm Crandon Creel. I belong to the Masonic Lodge in Gurley. Through helping other organizations, I came in possession of a lot of stuffed animals, different things, and I wanted to give them to Owens Crossroads Police Department so y'all can hand them out to children whenever you come upon them on other calls and stuff. And
That's awesome.
I appreciate Tony letting me come down and get it out of the way first.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
One request, whoever writes up the reports on Facebook for the police department,
That's him right here.
keep them up. I enjoy those. I appreciate the time though.
Thanks, thanks again. Yes, sir.
All right, can we get the bank balances, please?
Yes, sir. The general bank balance is $611,000, $467.41. The municipal court fund is $89,388.43. The corrections fund is $17,443.31. The cash bond account is $8,236.36. Judicial court fund, $2,369.54. The 4 and 5 cent gas tax fund, $35,193.22. The 7 cent gas tax fund, $12,093.26. Rebuild Alabama fund, $43,564.70. Capital savings account, $35,084.57. Sewer capital account, $105.15. CDGB grants, $50.02. The American Rescue Plan Act fund, $239,455.61.
239,000.
Yes, that's what he said. And state or account is $51,141.26 for a grand total of $1,145,592.84.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes and bank balances?
Motion to accept bank balance minutes as written.
All right, we got a motion by Tim, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Terry, all in favor? All right, so we'll get started around the room here. Randy, you got it?
I do. I just wanted to give a report on my year
Okay.
and the court clerk. We adjudicated 775 cases. The guilty was, for the traffic, was 421 traffic, 60 non-traffic, so the total was 481 guilty. There was 215 traffic cases that was dismissed, 18 cases of non-traffic, for a total of 233 dismissed. We non-crossed 34 traffic and 26 non-traffic for a total of 60 non-traffic. We had one youth offender. I closed 811 cases and I entered 577 cases.
Good job. Thank you for everything you did. All right, Mr. Parks, you got anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you. Peggy, you got anything? No. Ma'am, do you have anything? Mr. Conwell, I guess, do you have anything?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just here to preserve.
Wayman, we'll get you in a second.
I'm no hurry.
Gentleman next to you, with you, Wayman,
No, sir.
do you have anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Sir, do you have anything? Ma'am? Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started here. So the first item on the agenda is Wayman Barber. Wayman, go ahead, you got the floor.
Thank you, Mayor, Honorable Mayor Craig, and honorable members of the council, and Christie, who's been wonderful to work with on some issues. I'm Wayman Burke, for those of you who don't know me. My parents were Richard and Frances Burke. They were lifelong residents of this community. My dad was actually born here somewhere, I don't know exactly. But, I'm here to talk about the pond that's in front of the church, just down the road here. And, I'm interested in donating the pond to the city. And that's not my formal proposal tonight, this is just an exploratory thing. I know there's some issues that have to be worked through. For a park, maybe a smaller version of the Jones Farm Park, if you've seen it over on 4 Mile Post Road. It's already really a de facto park. I mean, people fish there all the time. I have no problems with that. We were just talking about a tragic death of a lady a number of years ago, ran a car off in that pond. But it would really basically involve sort of a sidewalk around the pond. One of the things that I did do is I called Ken, because Ken and I talked about some issues in the recent past. This is something I certainly did not want to blindside the church, and they have some very legitimate issues that hopefully that we could work through. If not, I guess it could sort of be a half moon type park, if that makes sense. But their property does go up near the water line, maybe even into the water. As I said many times, I don't know if you still baptize folks there or not. The only thing I ask is you don't drown anybody. But we'd like to donate it to the city if you are interested, and ask you to work. And what I will do, in the end, I will deed the property to you after we have it surveyed, so we know precisely where the lines are. It's roughly 4 to 5 acres of property, including the pond. And there's a lot on the north side that is wide enough you could put a small parking lot there, I believe, and not encroach upon the church property. And like I said, I know that there would need to be some negotiations with the folks at the church. I'm proud that they're here tonight, and but probably if this thing goes forward, it's something that we can all sit down and negotiate in the future as to what's in the best interest of everyone. The only thing that we ask you to work with us on, the family, is I would like it named after my parents, Richard and Frances Burke. I don't think there's anything controversial about them. They were people who worked hard and played by the rules. And I like to see things named after, just ordinary good-hearted people. And also to work with us, because I'll be honest with you, I'm about to sell a piece of property up in the north end of the cove, and it would be similar to what the Hayes family did in donating to Hayes Park to the city of Huntsville. There is a tax reason for this as well. But the mayor knows I've wanted to do this a long time, and even if the deal did fail through, I would still be open to doing this. But if I can take advantage of it, I'll do that as well. I'll answer any questions, and I know some of the good folks at the church may want to make some comments, and maybe some other folks. I invited Ed and a couple of other folks in the community, if they have anything to say about this. So, if you have any questions, I'll take them now or later or whatever.
You said the lot was on the north end of it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's something, we'll know exactly how big it is once, in the early part of next year, I will go ahead and move and get a survey done on it, so we'll know exactly what the property is that we're talking about, and we don't encroach up on the church property and so forth. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So Keith, do you have anything you want to say?
I just wanted to mention, I'd actually emailed Dr. Burke earlier today, whenever I found out it was going to be on the council agenda, and just want to present some possible practicality challenges. Not really concerns from the church so much. We haven't had a chance to sit down and discuss it with the church yet. But just some challenges. I'd be happy to forward those to you guys. Some of them happen to be the state right of way, I believe, and we'll find out with the survey. I think it comes almost all the way to the tree line on the east side of the pond. The other ones, property line on the west boundary could possibly, I think the church property may come into the pond a little bit, so we would also have to be part of that. And we have several organizations above us that we'd have to go through to get those approvals. Some other challenges that I brought up are the crossings where the inlet pond and outlet pond leaves the property. This pond is actually in a floodplain. And so if you bridge over those, there are some things with FEMA you have to provide, I think, a no-rise certificate. Make sure that those bridges don't cause water to rise. Also, in doing those bridges, of course, they'd have to be ADA compliant. So they could come a little more costly. The north or the eastern bridge may be in the state right of way if you decide to construct one there. So just some challenges to bring up. I'm sure there's some other concerns at the church once we get a chance to sit down and meet, you know, liability type issues and things like that we would bring forward.
All right,
Thank you.
Anything from the church?
I'm pastor at the church, Thomas Dunn. The only thing that I would say is I think that we would be willing to partner with you know, Owens Crossroads and with Dr. Burke on doing this. We can see some negative things, but we see a lot of positive things that can come from it as well. And so we would be willing to work with possibly being able to help with you know, having a sidewalk come all the way around and you know, and kind of help out with those things. But like he said a while ago, these are things that we have a state organization that's above us that we would have to go through and get permission and all these other things. But at this point, we have a positive view on it. I don't know if that, you know, makes you know, makes y'all think one way or the other, but we do tend to have a positive thinking towards it. So of course, we're looking forward to hearing more about how everything will work out logistically and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're just here to say, you know, that we don't have any objections to, you know, I mean, we have a few, but they're internally, and we haven't got to sit down and talk or anything yet. But at this point, it does seem like a positive thing for the community, and we kind of see it as a positive thing for us as well.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so we have ordinance number 21-037. Which is adding penalties to the junk ordinance. Let's see. So, we brought this up and discussed it at our last council meeting. It was tabled because we wanted to make a few changes to it. It says, whereas the council and mayor have determined the need for a penalty clause to be added in the above referenced ordinance. Therefore, a penalty of no less than $250 and no more than $500, excluding daily fees, be incurred to any that have received notices or letters from the city of Owens Crossroads and have failed to resolve the issues of said notices or letters. Should these penalties not be paid and the issues not resolved, the offending party will incur an additional $10 per day for each offense that is left unresolved. Any fines not paid within 3 months after the day of issuance of citation will lead to a lien being placed on said property. The lien will include cost of demolition of unsafe buildings, etc., as well as cleanup of the nuisance property. And the last statement on this ordinance says this ordinance does not apply to agricultural equipment, mechanical or auto body businesses, hobbyists, or vehicles pending litigation. Do I have a motion to consider ordinance number 21-037?
I can consider what's number 21-037.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
I got a motion and a second, all in favor? All right, do I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 21-037?
Motion to adopt.
Got a motion from Terry, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Tim, all in favor?
finished, installing the sign. To this point, we're still gonna add brick, I believe. Laura has worked on software and is posting messages, and they're very effective. People have been mentioning it. I think it looks really good. So, was there anything on that that you had? No. CT, did you wanna say anything about the sign?
No, it's just glad everything worked out, everything fit like it was supposed to.
Yeah. We think it looks good. We hope y'all like it.
Yeah, it looks very good.
That's all I have.
All right. Let's see. So do you got anything else?
You know, the demolition of the pole barn is done, all hauled away and done. And we're working on next phase, getting it closed in, all the lights are installed in the existing, everything's done, the gas is wired up with a kill switch, and we're fixed to install a switch where we can run it off a generator in case the power goes out. I've talked to the electrician today.
Chief, you got anything?
Yes, sir, I got several things.
You only have 3 minutes.
That's, yes, sir. Scott contacted us yesterday and told us that they were having a meeting today, about some FEMA money that was made possible through the state. I went and just sat in, didn't know what I could say or not say, but basically, they agreed to move one of our concerns up to the top of the list, which is the flooding of Owens Crossroads through Tarkin Branch and all that. They said the first what we need to do is apply for a flood study. Contacted Jake Ross, he's gonna give us an estimate on that. It's a 75-25% match. The 25%, they say, can either be actual cash money, or 25% can be such as work being done, you know, the donated work.
Any kind of service?
Yeah, services. And they're gonna do it. Jake's gonna give us a quote for the study to go the entire length all the way to the river to hopefully widen it and deepen it to resolve hopefully any flooding through there. The second thing that they agreed to put on the list as well was the possibility of a sewer treatment plant. Don't know exactly if any of this or one of them or both of them or what to go through and what won't. We're gonna meet again on January 11th and discuss everything. We have to have our letters of intent in by then, and the deadline is February the 4th. They said this could take a year or maybe longer. So this is not something that's gonna be, if they do approve us, it's not something that's gonna be done overnight. So, also, go ahead and give you the stats right quick. We did 179 calls for service. We only did 36 citations, 20 written warnings. We had 4 wrecks, 16 case reports, and 5 arrests. So it's pretty slow last month for us. That's it.
Shannon, what you got for us for the fire department?
Really nothing new, just some ongoing stuff. Bruce has been helping me a lot since I was out with my leg for a little bit. We're still waiting to hear back from forestry on the requirements for the certification we had talked about. And he's fixed to reach back out to them again because he's made contact. 911 is ready to transfer the boundaries over for the district. She changed the number we were going with, 565. Bruce let me know that she decided she didn't want to do that because of Interstate 565 and maybe some radio traffic confusion or whatever, and she's suggested 563. So, y'all, I guess we can move on.
As long as we get one.
We'll move, we'll
PR 549,
we'll reach out and go with that number. And then after that, we just need tones generated, and I'm fixing to do some pricing on, get some radios, finish getting the trucks lettered since we'll have a number.
Are we still thinking about having an informational meeting in January?
Yeah, the one you talked about. And the brush truck, I've kind of put that to the side a minute, pending something else that we all got going about what to do with it. So, and I guess that'll come up. And that's it.
Let's see. Tracy, you got
12 or more floats, hopefully next year. If I have it, it won't get rained out.
Alright. Here you go.
I have. County's been working with us real well on keeping our potholes patched. Problem is sometimes they just get behind, hard time catching up. And an idea I wanna kinda put out, if the council's interested, I can get exact figures, but taking the bus truck, we found a motor that can be put in that truck. And install it roughly $12,000, would put us a good ton a quarter truck for a maintenance truck for the town. Hire a part-time employee not to exceed 40 hours a month, 40 hours a month, not to exceed 60 hours a month. And they would work with the county to help some of the potholes in patch. We cannot replace the county without the equipment. If we can work with them and get our asphalt through the county and have someone, just some of the stuff that they can pick up, how to keep the county gets far behind, some of the major stuff they're trying to help us with. I've been talking with them, it's on their list, and they have a list of it, but, there's just so much going on this time of year, they're just that far behind. I talked to them last week again, and they said they hadn't forgot us, and because that, I think if we went with a part-time person, 40 hours a month, we could give them a list of a lot of smaller stuff that we could handle. And if the council's kind of interested in that, then I will pursue exact figures in the next council, how exactly what it costs to get brush truck together. Get that truck, I think it'd make a really good, just a town maintenance truck for a lot of uses. It could be used for as well as that, and a part-time person to take care of that.
Getting into what Shannon was saying from the fire department side, we don't have a future use of the truck right now. We're trying to decide whether we get money out of it fixing it, whether we get money, whether it's profitable to fix it, so we can try to move it, tossing that back and forth, trying to figure out what the right answer is, we don't know. And Mr. Mayor proposed is, the idea of having a $12,000 truck with that kind of capability, no more than it'll get used, would probably last a long time. So spoke with Shannon about it. Again, on the fire department side, we have no issue with that truck being transferred over to a city maintenance truck. And I think when Ms. Van and I were talking about that, the city employees would also be able to help. Sometimes CT is the second hand. They could be there to work hand in hand with him as well. So that was kind of the idea behind it. So it'd be a multi kind of use position. So that's where the proposal came from. When you, like I said, with the fire department, you have, if they want to go forward with it, you all have permission to have the truck. We don't need it.
Well, we want the skid unit.
Well, right, we're gonna strip it first, it's not the way it sits, correct, it'll be a flatbed, 454, four-wheel drive truck, which could have 1,000 uses in this community right now. This is, as a maintenance work truck, flooding, all sorts of things, putting out signs, and just having us, and it would also relieve the, spray unit on the other truck, that was left alone, so we literally use this truck for hauling all building materials and.
Swap the lights to yellow.
Yes, literally, leave the flashers, the yellow lights, just remove the emergency part of the equipment, nothing else.
Because I know sometimes doing signs, if I don't get traffic control, people try to run all over in that one truck, they just do not look.
I'd rather run over that 450 than I would that other truck anyway, to be honest.
I've had to jump off of it before, but they didn't hit me.
It's just a proposal, I mean, y'all let us know what you think, or Mr. Mann, let us know what you think. It's a proposal.
We just support the proposal.
Okay, I'll get it all together, like I said, the truck's gonna be roughly 12,000, that's a pretty decent expense. And they just kind of touch base with the county, we don't wanna try to take their job, we just need to work with them to try to give them a hand, because they're short-handed as it is. And this way we get a truck full of, all-around use truck for the town, which we need. CT just said, give him a little extra protection out there, people don't pay attention anymore, and,
Correct me if I'm wrong, the county buys hot mix from Huntsville, right?
yes.
So one of the things this person could do is literally drive the truck to town, have a bucket of hot mix on it, and meet the county wherever they're patching road. It could literally be us working with them kind of thing.
Yes, that's the idea behind it.
Literally what we're
When they can't get to it, take care of some of the stuff that just needs to be done now, that they just can't get to. So, my next, idea what it will cost to set that up? That's like,
Tim, you got it? Dave?
Do have one or two quick things. Over a year ago, we started moving ways we communicate with the public, trying to figure out ways to reach our demographic better. And one of the things we've been using quite a bit at council meetings is live stream recordings, things like that. And we actually had a comment this week, people not being able to hear the audio, things like that. And I did not do a direct typed approach to the person, but wanted to kind of address that a little bit tonight. We do know that there is problems. Christy's brought it to us already. We know the folks in the back can't hear. Both when we're sitting here, they can't hear in the room, and you can't hear on there as well. This was done as a proof of concept to see what worked and didn't work, how well it was received, and it's done an excellent job of communicating with the community. So we do have plans to put a better system in, both to improve the sound in this room and what y'all are receiving on the other end. We have had a terrible time, as most of y'all know in industry, getting people, number one, to respond, number two, to give us accurate quotes, and the prices of stuff are just astronomical right now. But it's not stopped. We're still working. We're working with two different vendors right now, trying to get quotes in that I can present to the mayor and the council. But I just wanted y'all to know from out there, if you're having trouble hearing us, we do understand that. And if you're in the room, we also know that you're having trouble hearing us as well. So we are trying to address that.
I couldn't hear that. What was you saying?
Well, I couldn't get louder, but then I get down. So,
I got you. I got enough of it. I'm deaf anyway.
That's all right. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about is the way we're reaching people right now. We spent about a year building our Facebook profile specifically and our metrics on that. And we had very, very impressive metrics up until about a month ago. We could put a post out in a couple hours, reach 100 people. We're very, very, very blessed in this community because we have a high respect for our local police officers. And they are one of the best metrics to judge by. One of our police officer posts go up. He'll have 100 likes in an hour. It'll reach 1,000 people in 2 days. We had two different police officer posts go up in the last 30 days, and one of them only was seen by 7 people. The other one was seen a little bit more because it was shared by other town employees. Right now, our average Facebook post is seen by less than 5 people. That changed in a month because there was decisions made beyond my control. So what I would like to say is we do hire experts to help us. I would appreciate it in the future if we would listen to them and not just tell them to do whatever we want, number one. And number two, we have a digital marketing person. Any events in the future should include them in all meetings. So we could actually we should plan events going out far enough in advance that we could actually have marketing meetings. There's paid ways to actually reach the larger demographics and better ways of doing things. And so we've done a proof of concept. We've shown what can work. We've shown what doesn't work. Going forward, I hope we can build this, and I hope we can start using the tools we already have. That's all I got to say.
Anybody got anything else? All right, got a motion?
motion to adjourn.
Got a motion?
May I say something before you do?
Sure.
We're talking about, Chief mentioned about the flooding, and I lived in the community for over 20 years, and I don't live in the community right now, but while I was here, we had a lot of flooding and worked a lot along that line. I've got a question. Has there been any discussion about the dam that's holding the water back, Hobbs Island Road? Doing anything about that? I don't think there's anything you're going to be able to do in the city of Owens Crossroads to correct the flooding problem because of the dam. Hobbs Island Road is a dam, and it lets a little water under the road down there. Not enough water to keep Owens Crossroads from flooding. It just seems to me like there ought to be a long-range plan to deal with Hobbs Island Road as far as building some other bridges or something to allow the water to get out, because there's never going to be solve the issue of the flooding in Owens Crossroads as long as that dam is down there.
We'll check in.
I just don't know if anybody's, I know I'm not the only person that's.
I think the county's talked about it a little bit
Is it a county road?
Yes, sir.
It is a county road, okay. That really needs to be dealt with, and if they could use some government, grant or some kind of funding to be able to deal with that, then you can deal with Owens Crossroads flooding until that's dealt with. Crossroads flooding. Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you. All right, we got a motion, and a second to adjourn, all in favor? Thank y'all for coming. Oh, I'm sorry, we've got Matt and Tom here. Y'all have anything?
Just Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
That's legal advice.